Hey guys, Chris Cookin' Nashville here. Today we have one of Ash's favorites.
Yes.
Deviled eggs. Now, I'm by no means the first person to do deviled eggs, and I know every one of you probably has a grandma that has the best deviled egg recipe in the world. You can use whatever recipe it is you want, but I'm going to show you guys my recipe, and I'm going to show you the techniques that I use specifically to make it easy to make deviled eggs. I love deviled eggs, but I've always felt like they're very labor intensive, especially if you can't get your eggs to peel.
Right.
So I'm going to show you guys how I make these super easy. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the video I have linked down below, which is my technique for boiling eggs to make them easy peel. Now, if one of you has a different experience with it, I understand, but for me, it's never failed. It doesn't matter how old or how fresh the eggs are, what size they are, it doesn't matter. The technique that I use to peel my eggs always works, and it doesn't require you putting anything weird in the water. If you have your favorite way of making your eggs hard-boiled and easy to peel at the same time, I would love to know down below what technique you like to use. And if you don't have a technique, go check out in the description box my video for my technique. That will help you a lot and a lot more approachable and a lot more fun. I'm also going to show you how I fill them super easily. Honestly, a really quick recipe. Like once I started peeling eggs, it didn't take long to put these together.
Using your method, I was massively impressed by it. You were like a ninja.
They peel really quickly, and I fill them very quickly too. Like literally just pop all the way through and you're done. Let's see what Miss Ash thinks of this batch of deviled eggs. She loves deviled eggs, so I'm sure she's going to love them, but let's see what she thinks, and then we'll show you guys how we do them.
All right, time to eat. Well, okay, for starters, they look very pretty. Like the way that you have them filled, paprika, pretty. I mean, just the way that you've done them. This look awesome. Oh, good. Finish chewing it so I can, honestly, I mean, they're amazing. The eggs are cooked perfectly. Smooth, nice, your mixture. Really well seasoned. It's more of like a mustardy, savory type version of a deviled egg, which I personally enjoy. I've never really cared for the sweet kind.
Right.
But oh man, they're just super good. Great flavor. Enough of like a spice to where you actually taste something. I think a lot of the time when you have like deviled eggs, it just kind of tastes like like a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely taste actual like flavor. They're very smooth. You're filling it all. It's just very smooth.
There's a secret to that, by the way. I'll show you guys in the video.
They're so good that I'm going to have another one as I talk. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, they're just amazing deviled eggs. Maybe you take these to a party, and I bet they would just be like the best deviled eggs, and no one would know if they're carnivore or not.
I agree. Totally seed oil free. All the spices are optional, so you can make it however you want to make it. She likes it. Let me show you guys how we make them. All right, first things first, we're going to take some hard-boiled eggs. If you have not seen it yet, I have an easy peel, no-fail hard-boiled egg video that will make this much easier for you. So I'm going to link that down below. But I have a dozen hard-boiled eggs, and according to that recipe and this technique to make them easy to peel, I'm busting that air bubble at the bottom of these hard-boiled eggs and dropping them back into this cold water. Make sure to go watch that video for all of those steps, but I'm going to drop these in, and then one at a time I'm going to start peeling. So I crack all the way around and then pinch from that bottom air bubble part of the egg and slide my thumb between the shell and the hard-boiled egg, start to spin it, and you can see how easy and clean these hard-boiled eggs are to peel. So I'm going to go through, we're going to peel all of these dozen hard-boiled eggs. I actually have a couple of extra in here. I always make a couple of extra just in case one would crack on me. But I'm going to go ahead and get all of these peeled, and then we can start preparing to make our deviled eggs. Once all of the eggs are peeled, I'm going to start cutting them in half. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife. It just makes the edges a lot cleaner. And you can see I have a little deviled egg container here. I'm going to put an Amazon link for you guys down below to that. So I'm just cutting these in half, popping the yolks out into a large mixing bowl, and placing the hard-boiled whites into this deviled egg container. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to do this to all 12 of my eggs, and then we can begin mixing up the middle portion of our deviled eggs. Now you can season your eggs any way you want, but this is what I'm going to be using. I have paprika, Dijon mustard, butter, mayo, and white pepper, and you can add salt to taste. So I'm going to put in one whole batch of my spreadable butter mayo. This is still a little soft. This is maybe 30 minutes in the fridge, so it's starting to solidify, but it's still a little soft. That makes it easy to mix in. I'm also going to add in 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a half of a teaspoon of white pepper, and about a teaspoon of paprika. You can season these any way you want. If you want the sweeter deviled eggs, you can do that, however you like it for your family recipe. And then I'm just gonna use a fork and start smashing the yolks. You want to mix this really well. Now it's gonna start looking very thin and soupy, but just keep mixing and you're going to see it start to thicken up until you get this thick deviled egg mixture. This is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to mix this up really well, and then we're going to place this inside of a Ziploc bag. Take your finger, put it into the corner of the bag, push it down into a large coffee cup, and roll it over the top. That will hold your bag so we can start putting this yolk mixture in there. Now, if the yolk mixture gets too thick, you can always add a little water or cream into it to thin it out. But then once you have the right texture, we're going to put the whole thing down into this coffee cup Ziploc bag. And if you need to, lift the edges up. You can push the rest of that down in there, get your bowl really cleaned out, and then we can start piping this into our deviled eggs. This is part of what makes this so easy to do. So just grab the edges of the bag, lift straight up and tilt it towards the corner you're going to use to pipe. Start to squeeze the air out from both corners that are opposite of that and seal up the bag. This is going to make it pipe really easily. Then all we need to do is lay this flat, pinch this corner flat between your thumb and finger, and take a pair of scissors and clip that off. That's going to make it easy to work with. Grab the other 2 opposite corners with one hand, and then on the right hand on the back of the bag, get a good grip, and you can start to squeeze and pipe this deviled egg mixture into your egg whites. So all we're going to do is pipe, fill up all of these egg whites. We can go back through and we can add extra if we find out there's a bunch of yolk left over. And then I'm just going to do this typical sprinkling of paprika over the top of these to make them look good. We can plate them up and we'll be able to enjoy. This makes this so much easier, so approachable, and it's going to make this an easy recipe to have anytime you want, for parties or anywhere else you might have to go. It's going to look very labor intensive, but it's super easy.
I don't know about you guys, but in my house, the last little bit of yolk that's always left over is always for me.
All right, guys, that's how we do the hard-boiled eggs turned into deviled eggs with my butter, mayo, my particular recipe for deviled eggs. Now, again, you can make these however you want. If you're one of those people that still uses like Duke's mayo or Hellman's mayo or whatever it is you like, you can totally do that. That's fine. I don't use that stuff because of the soybean oil. It does not agree with me. I do not like seed oils, and seed oils do not like me. We're completely seed oil free in this house.
Yep.
That's why I use the butter mayo. One whole batch of butter mayo does a fantastic job on a dozen eggs. I always make a couple extra. That way, in case, you know, they crack or something, you've got a couple of extra to work with. Not a big deal. If you like the dill pickle or the pickle relish, you know, there's keto versions of that you can use. It makes them a lot more approachable to have easy peel hard-boiled eggs, first of all. And then also that thing of using like a coffee cup, a Ziploc bag, and just being able to like go like that.
It was super quick.
Yeah, I made 24, which means 12 whole eggs,
Right.
but 24 deviled eggs. I made those once the peeling was done. The peeling probably took me 3 minutes, and the actual mixing of the filling took maybe another 3 or 4 minutes, and piping them probably took me 3 minutes. Yeah, it's really more about the technique of efficiency than it is anything about this recipe being particularly groundbreaking. Although the spreadable butter mayo makes a big difference, because I'll tell you from experience, if you make hard-boiled eggs with mayonnaise that's made from butter that is not my spreadable version, these come back out of the refrigerator with the exact same texture as they come out of the water, which is that dry, hard-boiled thing, which in a hard-boiled egg is good, not in a deviled egg.
So I've had those before.
Before I made my recipe for spreadable butter mayo,
Yeah.
I was using other butter mayo recipes. I made deviled eggs for us several times.
And they were hard, and it kind of grossed me out personally. But I was like, why is this so hard? Like and it didn't have the same texture as a deviled egg. It was like off-putting.
Yeah.
If you take it to a party or you put it in front of someone who is on a standard American diet, they'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, it would be weird.
But with these, definitely don't have that problem. They're freaking delicious.
You know, like Michelin star chefs worry not just about ingredients and technique, but also the texture and the way they cut things and the way they prepare things because of texture. This goes back to that philosophy we've talked about, where just because you're eating clean carnivore ingredients, keto ingredients, or, you know, wherever on that spectrum you fall, that's a completely separate issue. That doesn't mean you can't elevate your technique with those ingredients to have really good stuff just like this. That's the same process here with the spreadable butter mayo. So you get the texture you expect, but you do it with a completely seed oil free mayonnaise.
I think a lot of people eat with their eyes first.
My great grandmother, who was one of the people who influenced cooking in my family, Alma Shazer. I never got to meet her, but I know a lot about her through her recipes that were passed down. One of the things that she used to do was work very hard on making her food not only taste amazing, but look really good. People eat with their eyes first. Has passed on that to me through our family, where I care very much about the food looking as good as it tastes to the best of my ability. One more tip for you guys, if you're getting ready to take these to some kind of a holiday party, because I know deviled eggs are very popular with families on holiday type things, you know, Christmas or, you know, Hanukkah, or, you know, whatever it is you celebrate. If you're taking something like this is a really cool tip. Take bacon, bake it in the oven on a rack, and then you cut it into pieces that are like a 1/2 inch, and you stick a little piece of bacon, like a flag, down inside of each one of these, and so you get that little crispy, salty bacon vibe. That's really good. You can also, if you do things like hot sauces, you can do a little dot of sriracha. You can do both the sriracha and the bacon.
And let's just take a moment to say, if you put bacon on anything, it's automatically better. Can you make more and put bacon? I would like some bacon.
I actually have a homemade bacon recipe that's coming.
Ooh.
Guys, keep an eye out for that. I'm going to show you guys how to make your bacon at home so you can do it completely sugar-free. So that's the deviled eggs. Make sure you guys make these. I really hope you enjoy them. I'm going to see if I can find one of these containers like we were carrying these in. I will link it down below if I can find something like this to Amazon. Some people in my community did not know. If you're looking for a way to support the channel, if you don't necessarily want to like send us money or join a Patreon group and be a member of something, whatever, but if you shop on Amazon, if you would like to click on any of my Amazon links within 24 hours after that, I actually get a commission off of eligible things you buy on Amazon. So if you're already buying stuff on Amazon and you would like to support what we do, just help us out a little bit, because it's how we keep this going. Nothing changes the price for you. It's the exact same stuff on Amazon. It just gives me a little bit of a commission if you buy something within 24 hours of you clicking one of my links. I will try to find one like this for deviled eggs, because these make it really nice to go to a party or something. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the deviled eggs. I hope you enjoy them. I know my wife is going to enjoy them very much here in a minute when we sit down to eat dinner. So thank you guys for being here. We really love and appreciate all of you. This is Chris Cookin' Nashville, Ash Taylor. Eat your meat and your deviled eggs. Love your life. Have a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate. An amazing holiday season with your family. And remember that we love you very much. And we will see you right here in our kitchen for the next recipe. Boom!
Bang! Woo! Where's my dog? There's my dog. I love this dog. You want a deviled egg?
You do not need deviled eggs. How is the dog hungry? How many meals have I had today?
0.
Right. How many meals has she had today?
Like 3.
Right.
But she's hungry.
No hungry dogs.
I love the dog. All right.